Hey guys, King of Charmander's here. Alright, so you want to bring cool Emperor Banana Snake thingy into Ultra Premiere. It's going to be a little expensive, however, it can work for Ultra Premiere. Now here's a warning, you will never bring this thing into Open Ultra League, which is why I'm doing an Ultra Premiere analysis. There's only 2 leagues where Serperior with Frenzy Plant might have a little bit of fun. That's in Great League and in Ultra Premiere. Do not use it in Open unless you want Giratina to look at you and just laugh. It will snicker, it will laugh, it will snicker, it will roast you, it will... This thing just... Okay, and it's just not... Don't bring it in Open Ultra League. By the way, Melmetal says hi. Anyways, here's Serperior for Ultra Premiere. As you see here, it's a pure grass type, but what makes it really special about it is that it can go to level 50. So, there are a few Pokemon that can go to level 50 in Ultra Premiere. Talonflame is probably the more popular one. A perfect one can go to level 50, or a Serperior that's... It's kind of weird how Serperior works, and you'll see on the Matrix just like what IVs you need to get a level 50. But it can go to level 50, it can also go to level 51. Now, the thing about being a pure grass type is that you actually have more weaknesses than resistances. You're weak to bug. You get lit on fire. Birds like eating you. Ice, the next Ice Age, and... Hopefully there's no poison in your food for your Pokemon because they're all weak to it. However, you do resist electric, grass, ground, and water. So you resist getting shocked. Other plants don't... I don't understand how plants like whip each other. I don't get it. You know, it's Pokemon. Ground types are resisted as well. And water. I don't know why ground is well, I think ground is resisted by grass just because like soil, and then water, you know, you water plants and then they just look at you like, hey bro, like, can you do that again tomorrow? And you're like, okay. So that's basically it. But as you see here, Serperior does have more weaknesses than resistances. Now, what makes Serperior so special is that now it has Frenzy Plant. Vine Whip and Frenzy Plant is an incredible combination. It takes 6 Vine Whips to get to a Frenzy Plant. And it also, the reason why Serperior is kind of bad is because it only has Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is a terrible move, only doing super effective damage against few typings that actually matter. And the DPE is so terrible, you might as well not have it. But hey, Aerial Ace actually might be able to win you some matches in Ultra Premiere, so let's find out. Alright, so here's Serperior for Ultra Premiere Cup. As you see here, it is at rank... Okay, so you know what's sad? It's not at 69, which is the greatest number of all time other than 420. However, it's decent. As you see here, Serperior XL ranks at number 66. It's good in the lead, decent as the... It's good in all positions, not so much as a switch. The reason being is because Serperior... Yeah, not so much as a switch, because you don't want to throw Serperior into like a Dragonite, and then it sucks. Or like a Charizard or a Talonflame. Then you're just stuck. Now here's the thing. As you see, Serperior beats water types as well as Gallade. So the bulk does matter in a sense, because Serperior is so bulky because of its stat pool. That's what makes it so good. So I forgot to mention in the Go Hub analysis, the reason why Serperior is really, really good is because it's super bulky. It is very, very thick. It doesn't have a booty because it's a snake, but if it had an imaginary booty, it'd be very large. As you see here, it takes out Swampert, Empoleon, Gallade, Kingdra, Shadow Champ. So it's essentially so bulky that it can take Shadow Champ's counters, which is pretty nuts if you think about it. However, the reason why it's kind of bad is because remember all those weaknesses I mentioned to you? They're actually very plentiful in Ultra Premiere. So you die to Venusaur, yes. The Serperior Grass Frog Dinosaur, whichever one you want to call it, destroys you. So does Dragonite, Togekiss, Charizard, and Abomasnow. Basically flying types, fire types, basically anything you saw on that list where you were weak against. Also, anything that resists you will likely kill you. So just be careful. As you see in the lead, it ranks at number 59. So it beats what I mentioned before. It's able to outthick like Shadow Champ, Gallade, all the water types, which is pretty much its main function is the fact that it beats Swampert and Empoleon Kingdra. And the fact that you have a strong match against Kingdra. Again, don't use Serperior as a switch. Not viable as a switch. If they switch something into you, then you can switch Serperior into it. Essentially, what you can do is you could do a strategy like throw Serperior into Kingdra. Kingdras are very popular safe switch. So if you win the lead, they throw Kingdra into you, guess what? You can throw Serperior, and it actually wins a hefty... Even if you do... Like, this is pretty nuts. So, even if they do get the debuff on you with Octazooka, you could still Frenzy Plant them to death. And you have, like, half your HP remaining. So, Serperior is very, very thick. Because it's super, super thick. As you see here, it lives with a lot of HP. This Kingdra will never, if you're in even scenarios and Kingdra doesn't have an energy lead, it will never get to another Octazooka, as you see, even though it's debuffed. So, that's something you can do as far as Serperior goes for being in the back. Closer is Serperior's second best position. As you see in the closer, it's able to take on Ampharos, still Kingdra and Shadow Champ like I mentioned, and basically all of the water typings in the Ultra Premier meta. Again, stay away from your key losses. If it resists grass, like flying, poison, dragon, you might want to get out of there. Also, in some scenarios, Serperior will lose to whatever it wins against, just because that's how shield scenarios work. Alright, so here's my favorite part of the video, the ppoke.com matrix. Again, as I always say, if you can, please consider joining ppoke.com. Alright, so we have Serperior XL. So I got Serperior XL. I just put regular Serperior, but I'm going to put Serperior XL. So I got Serperior XL. This is a rank 1. So if you ran a rank 1 at maximum IVs, it needs to be 10, 14, 15. That's a rank 1. So Serperior's IV spread's really weird because it's not like Talonflame. Some Pokemon you need a perfect, as in 15, 15, 15. Serperior, some Pokemon like Serperior are going to have a really weird spread. Like 10, 14, 15, or like 0, 15, 13, I don't know. But as you see, this is Serperior's. So we're going to have a level 40 here. Or level 50. I apologize. 50, level 50, and then we're going to do level 51. So as you see here, we're going to do level 50, and then we're going to do level 51. Maximize. As you see, a level 51 is 8, 14, 15. Basically, I believe that's 2 less attack than the perfect one. So that's it. But it can go to level 51, so you can best buddy it. Will it make a difference? We're going to find out. So we're going to do the 2 shield right here. We have Ultra Premier Cut Meta right here to the right, and we're going to hit go. As you see here, you do really, really well against basically anything that... So you do really well against, like, electric types. You do really well against, obviously, the water archetype, including Kingdra. As you see, you beat Ampharos. You also beat Empoleon. You beat Gallade. So Gallade, because Gallade has Leap Blade, it needs to basically close combat you. And because you're so thick, it's not going to happen. Well, it depends. You can get hit with it and it can run, but even if they do hit you with the CC, close combat... It's not really going to hurt a lot. So as you see here, if they use close combat, or if they just go straight close combat, here's what happens. Serperior XL, like it can live. As you see here, it can live. It doesn't even take half of its HP. So close combat, one close combat won't kill you. Make sure you don't need 2 though. However, you beat Kingdra, Lapras, Machamp, so you can actually run through Machamp in the 2 shield. I think you can run through Shadow Champ too, can you? Okay, no, you can't run through it in a 2 shield, but you can run through it in the 1 shield. So, you can even beat Magnezone, even though it resists Frenzy Plant. You're just so godforsakingly thick that Wild Charge doesn't kill you. So, as you see here, 1 Wild Charge only does a quarter of your HP. So, you can straight Frenzy Plant in this scenario and still win, even if they do get the Mirror Shot debuff. So, it's pretty insane. So, yeah, it's pretty insane, so it's ridiculous. As you see here, you also beat Poliwrath and Slowbro, Snorlax. You can beat Snorlax as well. Ironically, you out-thick Snorlax, which is pretty hilarious, because Snorlax was, as you see here, you and Snorlax have a lot of... It takes 92 seconds for this battle to go out, and Serperior ends up being the victor, just because you're actually thicker than... Well, not... I wouldn't say you have as much HP, but because you have Frenzy Plant, you do more damage. So there's Swampert, there's Tangrowth. As you see here, you beat Tangrowth as well. You beat Tangrowth for the sheer virtue that it has to Rock Slide you, but you pretty much resist Power Whip, and you, like, even if it tries to go straight Rock Slide, you could just go straight Aerial Ace. The one time where Aerial Ace is actually useful. So if you see a Tangrowth, you can beat in the 2 shields straight Aerial Ace, which is pretty nuts. As you see here, it's in the 2 shield, you lose against a lot of things, unfortunately. Abomasnow, Blaziken, Charizard. You can get Charmed through, so Clefable can Charm through your soul. Dragonite's probably one of the worst things you can see as well, because it double resists you as a dragon and as a flying type. Frenzy Plant doesn't do much against it. And Aerial Ace is such a bad move that it doesn't give you much coverage. Driplim as well, so basically Flyers, anything that resists grass, you're pretty much going to lose against a majority of those matchups. Especially Gengar. Gengar's like poison typings, dragon typings, flying typings. Try to avoid them at all costs. Even other grass types. But you can beat things like Tangrowth, but things like Talonflame are going to erase you. So that's why I don't recommend... Like, you can use it in a lead, but make sure you have, like, 2 pivots around. Make sure you have 2 things or something that can beat, like, rock types or something of that sort. So just be careful. In the one shield, things get a little better. Well, not too much better, but they get a little better. As you see here, you still beat Ampharos. You're able to beat Clefable. You also beat Empoleon. You beat Gallade. You beat both versions of Gallade now in the one shield. You beat Kingdra. Still Lapras, Machamp. You'll beat both versions of Machamp compared from the 2s to the 1s. So things do get better in the one shield. You can still beat Magnezone, still beat Poliwrath, you still beat Slowbro, Snorlax, Swampert, Tangrowth, and you can even beat Umbreon XL. Yes, this thing can beat Umbreon XL. It's pretty nuts. And as you look at it, you can just go straight Frenzy Plant. As you see, even Umbreon is not thick enough to take out Serperior XL unless it's in the 2 shield, which kind of sucks. However, in the 1 shield, things get a lot better. So this is something you can do with Serperior. You can leave Serperior in the back, have your lead, sacrifice your lead, force the 1 shield, and then poof, you can bring Serperior and then just try to kill everything. Serperior likes the 1 shield scenario against Umbreon as long as Umbreon doesn't have energy advantage or anything like that. So keep that in mind. However, unfortunately, you still lose against pretty much everything you lose against in the 2 shield. The only thing you flip, I think, is Shadow Champ and Gallade. That's all you flip, and Umbreon. So you flip a few things, but again, the 2 shield isn't a comfortable position for Serperior. The 1s is better than the 2s. And as you see here, you're still die to Togekiss, you'll still die to Venusaur, Talonflame XL. If it double resists grass, as in if it's Dragonite, because it's Dragon Flying, or if you see a Talonflame, just run. Just run. Or if it's in Scavalier. Steel, Bug. Both resist grass. Run. Just run. Run and keep away as much as you can. And in the zeros, this is its 2nd position. So in the closer, where there's no shields, it's its 2nd best position. You'll generally beat everything you beat from before. Again, grass types, you still beat Clefable, Magnezone, Poliwrath. You still beat Umbreon too, so you still beat Umbreon. But the 1 shield and the zeros are basically the same thing. You beat Umbreon, you beat Swampert, you beat Snorlax, Slowbro, Poliwrath, Magnezone, Kingdra, Lapras, both versions of Machamp still, Magnezone, Empoleon, and Clefable. Empoleon, Clefable, Ampharos. Other than that, you still lose to all of the ice types. You still lose to all of the dragon double resistors, as I mentioned before. And anything that lights you on fire, which basically is Talonflame XL. So if you see that, run. However, what makes Serperior kind of good in my opinion for this meta is that you can beat Umbreon XL. You beat a lot of popular patterns, like Magnezone, Umbreon XL. So those things are... And Snorlax. So it has viability in Ultra Premier. So if the meta teams that shape out from before are now, Serperior can kind of act like an anti-meta pick. Kind of. Because, for example, if the Empoleon double steel team, if you leave Serperior in the back and you put a fighter lead, they say switch into Kingdra, you beat Kingdra straight Frenzy Plant. Then you can just erase Empoleon and Dragonite. So there's, like, Serperior can work as kind of an anti-meta pick. In the 1-0 Serperior, anything with 1-0 is pretty strong. In the 1-0, you can beat Shadow Bama. You flip a few things like Shadow Bama. You flip Gengar. You can flip Gengar. You can also flip Galvantula. So the 1-0 shields matter. As you see here. In the 1-0s, you flip a lot of matchups. Venusaur, you could beat Venusaur. You can even beat Togekiss. You could beat a lot of things. But some of them might be bait dependent. Well, actually, no. You could just go straight Frenzy Plant. Or just straight Aerial Ace. Okay, yeah, some of them you could just go straight Frenzy Plant. So you could straight Frenzy Plant a Togekiss in the 1-0s. If for Venusaur, I'm guessing you just straight Aerial Ace. Yeah, so for Venusaur, you could straight Aerial Ace. It can live a Sludge Bomb. It'll do like half your HP, but you'll be fine. So in the 1-0s, as in if Serperior has shield advantage, our 1-0s is pretty good. In the 2-0s, I'm pretty sure it's even more beastlier. Yep. In the 2-0s, just basically anything that's flying resist. So Skarmory XL, Talonflame, Charizard, and Driplim. So anything that double resists you or Driplim, just because it's pretty thick in its own right, will beat you. So 2-0s, not too much. Basically, if it's a flyer and flying type, if it's double resists you, like fire flying, basically just flying hybrids. So if it's steel flying, fire flying, run. And in the 2-1s, where you have shield advantage, it does matter here. As you see, you beat everything from before. It generally operates like the 1 shield in a sense. However, you flip Blaziken, you also beat Galvantula. In the 2-1s, you'll beat Blaziken. You beat Galvantula. You beat Obstagoon. you'll beat Toxicroak, Umbreon, and Venusaur. So you flip a few matchups in the 2-to-1s versus the 1 shield or the 2 shield. So in Serperior's, but based on this information, I think Serperior operates best in either the 2 shield or the 1 shield. So I mean, not in 2 shield. In the 2-to-1, so you have shield advantage, and in the 1 shield. That's where Serperior operates best. But, as you see here, Serperior is pretty decent against a lot of common meta picks. So, again, this can kind of serve as somewhat of an anti-meta Pokemon. Alright, so here we have the team builder. Yeah, I forgot to mention, from the Matrix, you doesn't look like 50 or 51 really matters. So, a level 50 does fine. So, we got Serperior XL. Here's the Ultra Premier. And as you see, Serperior's individual profile, it is very, very thick. It's got a big butt. It's got a big booty. Big booty. Big booty block all attack. It attacked. It defend. Well, it doesn't have attack. It defended, but it can... And yeah, it defends. It's pretty safe and consistent. Anything that's individual by itself is covered. But as you see, its individual profile, it doesn't do too bad. So as you see here, it actually does really well against a lot of top meta picks. That's why I mentioned it could be used as an anti-meta. Now we need to take out the Ice and Dragon types. Ice, Dragon, Fire are probably the most annoying things, so how do we fix that? With rocks. So, let's see. We could probably dump a bunch of rocks or punch it in the face. So if we put Serperior with Machamp, with a lot of damage, as you see here, does pretty well. Machamp doesn't have an obscene amount of bulk, that's why it's like rated low. However, being able to punch through or drop rocks against a lot of things is very, very good. If we see if something that we could close out with, we got Alolan Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales does well as well because ice types can beat... Ice can beat, not fire types, but it can beat the flying typing archetype as well as have a chance against other ice types. That's where it's an A9 so good. However, it's an A9 XL, so A9 XL is mega expensive. So let's just use it for science or just for this team building method. I can see that this seems probably going to be really legit. As you see here, it has a ton of coverage, not so much bulk just because of a Machamp itself. However, as you see, it's pretty safe and it does a consistent amount of damage with a threat score of 617, which is actually really, really low. As you see here, your only weaknesses are going to be Venusaur, Bronzong, Alolan Ninetales. I would, in this type of team, I wouldn't use Serperior in the lead. I would probably use it, like, in the back. So, again, like, this can you can kind of use this as a hard counter to the Empoleon Double Dragon team. Because Machamp beats Empoleon, and then you can use Ninetales as a safe switch. But Machamp beats Empoleon, Serperior beats Kingdra, and then just Dragonite just gets destroyed by Alolan Ninetales. But this is a pretty solid team. As you see here, it's very, very good. With your only weaknesses being, like I said, Venusaur, Alolan. You can sack Machamp and then, like, go into A9, but Venusaur is probably going to be your only problem. You can beat Venusaur, again, you can beat Venusaur in the 1 shield and the 0 shield. So it's not quite a bad idea, like, it's not that bad. For example, just break a shield with Machamp, and then you can send Serperior in and Aerial Ace it to death. That sounds kind of funny because Aerial Ace is a terrible move, but it's good. So, as you see here, this team does really solid. Now, if you're looking for a team that doesn't have Alolan Ninetales XL, and we're just going to go, like, mega, like super, just, like, generic. A fantastic lead, let's see, what's a fantastic lead? Let's see, what pairs, like, Serperior, so Machamp does well in the lead. Machamp and Serperior paired well together. Let's see, we got Serperior. What else pairs well with Serperior? We have, like, A9, or, like, before. Excalibur is interesting, but you don't want 2 things weak to fire because a bird called Talonflame does out there, and it's really popular. So, what we can do is, let's try to leave Serperior in the back, and then let's just put Serperior, like, I don't prefer Serperior in the lead, because the thing is, like, the Dragonite lead and the Dragonite leads are really popular. Venusaur is also a popular lead. Yes, you can catch Swampert, but you don't even beat Umbreon. You beat Umbreon in the 1 shield and the 0 shield. So, in my opinion, it's better in the back. So, we put Magnezone. Let's say we put Magnezone. Let's see, what can we pop on with Magnezone? What's a really fantastic safe switch? Magnezone, Gallade, and then let's do Serperior XL. This is a pretty generic, like, combination, but heck, it might work out. So as you see here, Gallade, safe switch, Magnezone lead, and then we put... Okay, so this team actually does pretty decent, as you see with Serperior in the back. Serperior does beat a lot of combinations in the back. As you see here, you have double coverage against Swampert, Machamp, etc. Things that beat Magnezone in the lead. Serperior and Gallade can clean up. So this is a pretty balanced team. Only losing to things like Typhlosion, Mamoswine, so yeah, this is actually, that's a really solid team. I mean, you can see Typhlosion out there. However, with Typhlosion, you can literally break shields and try to punch it in the face. So fire, again, double fire isn't necessarily a bad idea as long as you have something that's like that can pressure, like with Magnezone. Magnezone's is very popular. It's also really powerful and it's really, really good. As you see here, it meshes well with Gallade and Serperior. So Serperior is really good, especially in the 1 shield and the 0 shield. So if you can kind of like break shields in the lead and kind of line it up correctly, Serperior beats a lot of top meta picks. Just make sure you don't line it up against anything that's like Fire Flying or Steel Flying, like a Talonflame or Skarmory, and you'll do just fine. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, Serperior with Frenzy Plant for Ultra Premier. It looks really interesting. Despite the fact that Venusaur is better, it can actually beat Venusaur in certain scenarios. And it's pretty, like I said, it's really interesting for like what it beats. In my opinion, it operates as an kind of like an anti-meta pick because of like what I mentioned throughout the video. There's a lot of interesting things that are popular that Serperior actually beats outside of the 2 shield. In my opinion, Serperior is best used in the back, so you could throw it into a positive matchup if you win the lead, or if you finish the 1 and 0 shield scenario, then Serperior can kind of make magic happen. It's really interesting. It's a bulky, tanky mon, but it's also particularly expensive because even though its second move is only 10k dust, it is an XL Pokemon. XL Pokemon on average take about 500k dust to power up, and you need 296 XL candy. So if you're going to use it for Ultra Premier, hopefully you grinded enough on Snivy Community Day to have that much candy and it was sunny outside. Because weather boosted sunny, if it's weather boosted, you get its higher level equals more XL candy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate all of your support. Hopefully this helps you decide whether or not you want to try out XL Serperior for Ultra Premier. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.
Ciao!